Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
All right, let's get into it, man. Sports. Let's get sports. We got Elle Duncan versus Kirk Herbstreit. What in the world? We have college football drama, college football beef already, and it's not. It's the beginning of July. I was about to say it's not even July. It is July. Elle Duncan. I didn't have this on my bingo card for today, but my fandom doesn't impact in any way what or how we talk about teams on the air ever. I just bark, also whispers. I'm not the only one. So why get singled out? Uh-oh. Kirk Herbstreit is not a fan of on-air fandom, quote unquote. I think it hurts your credibility. Now you know I'm gonna get to it. You know I'm gonna get to it. Hey, you know I don't play about Auntie Elle. Elle Duncan, my journalism auntie, the one who put me on. I mean, one of the ones that put me on. Shout out to my mentor Terrence Marr. Got to show that respect. Atlanta. But Auntie Elle, the first one to put me on national radio, the one that put me on ESPN radio. Auntie Elle, the one who introduced me to executives and come on, man. The one who you can call me anytime, Rashad. Auntie Elle, don't do that. Auntie Elle, going back to dang 7th grade, came to my school speaking everything like that. We're not doing that about Auntie Elle. I'm not going. So, Kirk, best believe I'm going to get on your head after I read this story, regardless of what I read in this story. I'm putting my bias out there as well. All right. Also announcing Kirk Herbstreit, not a fan of on-air fandom. I think it hurts your credibility. You watch Sports Center and Elle Duncan is just sitting there cheering for Georgia. Oh my gosh. Sam Newman on the 4th of July on 2025. For all his faults, Kirk Herbstreit still has his objectivity. You may disagree, especially if you remember his emotional reaction in the booth after Ohio State steamrolled its way to another national title, but there was way more to that moment than fandom. Herbstreit was dealing with the loss of his dog and his wife's breast cancer diagnosis. In a rare slip of emotion from someone who otherwise keeps his personal ties out of the booth, Herbstreit has praised Ryan Day for weathering the storm of criticism, and make no mistake, he's an Ohio State lifer. But he called out Buckeye fans over and over again. Some other fan bases might not see him as neutral, but Herbstreit's biggest fear is sitting in a booth with Chris Fowles for Ohio State Alabama game and having people think he's rooting. He flat out rejects the idea of objectivity in broadcasting is dead. Sure, if you're someone like Bill Simmons, Stephen A. Smith, or Pat McAfee, he'll give you a little more room, but because the shtick is a part of the brand. So how's it cool for them, but not cool for Elle Duncan? Okay. Even McAfee hams it up for West Virginia on College Game Day, but Herbstreit, he says he'll never do that with Ohio State. That's why Ohio State fans probably don't care for me. He told John Christ on the Net Positive podcast. It might be a bit different if you're in the studio, but if you're calling games and let's say you're an Alabama fan, when is Elle Duncan calling games on ESPN? She's in the studio. It might be different if you're in the studio. She's in the studio. So what's the difference? Man, come on, bro. Like, don't piss me off today, bro. Mom, if you're watching, I'm sorry for saying pissed on stream, bro. But don't piss me off, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, honestly, what are we doing right now, man? It might be different if you're in the studio, but if you're calling games, and let's say you're an Alabama fan, and I'm calling then Ohio State Alabama game, how the heck can you take me seriously if I'm saying we almost caught? I would never do that. I don't think you can just cheer when you do games on a national level. I agree with that. If it's a national broadcast, because it's supposed to be neutral, it's not a local broadcast. I don't even like the local broadcast when they say, "Neek, what do we have to do for the Hawks to get?" Like, I don't like when like local networks force you to do that. I don't like it. However, what is you talking about right here, bro? You watch Sports Center and Elle Duncan is sitting here cheering for Georgia. Herbstreit continued. Herbstreit continued. She's openly cheering. I'm not a fan of that personally. I think it hurts your credibility. When that team is playing other teams, fans look at you like dismissive hand gesture. That's different. Elle Duncan. Elle Duncan said on 5 p.m. Sports Center that Ronald Acuna Jr. will be announcing at 6 p.m. to share some news. My guess is that he's announcing he's participating in the home run derby, being that it's in the ATL. But it's not all that different from how Mike Tirico sees it either. A former diehard Mets fan, the Sunday Night Football voice walked away from his public fandom years ago, not because anyone asked him to, but because he felt like his credibility mattered more. Herbstreit feels the same. He's cut from the same cloth. Now, I need to tell you guys something. I grew up a diehard, just Atlanta sports fan, all the way around Atlanta sports, Atlanta. I stepped away from it when I started journalism, everything like that. I have since kind of walked a little closer to like fandom with the Falcons, because I don't really deal with them too much. Granted, with my job, it's kind of the same division and stuff like that, so it gets tricky. But still, I feel like I'm pretty fair in my reporting, and a lot of people wouldn't even realize that I'm from Atlanta when they see my reporting and stuff like that for my day job within the division. And how I know, because I haven't received any emails or like comments complaining about it, and neither has the staff. And when I get that, that's when I know, okay, I'm tweaking. Like I gotta check myself. But like with the Hawks, I feel like I'm pretty fair and objective. I know a lot of people they say like I tweak out with reporting about no, not reporting, but like my perspectives on Zachary Ricochet and Trey Young. I don't think I think Trey Young's just extremely devalued. I felt the same way when I moved here and I started watching Zion in person. I was like, oh, this dude is like like people have it all the way wrong on a national level, but I'm seeing it up close and personal. I have no ties to Zion, have no ties to the Pelicans. Was never a Hornets fan growing up or a New Orleans basketball fan. I'm just watching this and I'm calling a spade a spade. I think the national guys and the people who don't watch this team on a day-to-day basis have it wrong. And I felt the same way watching Trey Young on a consistent basis, covering the Hawks and things of that sort. Anyways, you don't have to like him. Plenty don't. But he's not trying to be like. His approach isn't for everyone, but it's rooted in the belief that objectivity still matters in the broadcast booth. Elle Duncan, once again, isn't broadcasting games. So what is the complaint here? And at a time where more on-air personalities are embracing open fandom, Herbstreit continues to take what he feels is a different path. Okay, all right. I finished the story. It's time to get on Kirk Herbstreit right now, real quick. I don't want anybody. Rest in peace to Ben. Rest in peace to his late dog. Rest in peace to Ben. God bless him. All dogs go to heaven. I don't want anybody who's brought on their pets live on the air, in studio, on set, on live television for the past decade to the point where we've normalized it, complaining about some professionalism. It don't make no sense. You complaining about someone else's professionalism in the newsroom around the company and journalism and sports journalism, and you bringing your dog on set and your dog in your lap licking your face as you trying to announce your picks for the week every single week. Not once. If it was once, if it was like bring your pet to work day, right? I get it. If you guys did that once a season, that's cool. That's cute. People got their kittens. They got their little fishies in a bowl. You got a snake around your neck and stuff like that on an extreme level. That's not the case. You just bring your dog and you make it acceptable. Not everybody likes dogs. People are allergic to dogs. You just got your dog walking around people's feet during the live broadcast in between commercial breaks. He's coming on the air on the set. Like, and you've been normalizing this for the past decade. And you want to come at someone else and single them out and name them and say, I don't like when they do this or they do this or they do that. Man, come on, bro. Come on with that. Before you call out someone's professionalism, like, see, I get it if you're Isaiah Thomas, right? If you're Isaiah Thomas and you calling out someone's professionalism, this Joker, he wears a suit everywhere. Isaiah Thomas wears a suit everywhere. He went to the finals game. He wasn't even working the game. NBA TV wasn't working. He just chilling watching the game. He in a suit on the sideline. He in a suit front court, court side, everything like that. Now, if Isaiah Thomas want to call out somebody professionalism, well, I agree with it. No, not necessarily. Like, If LeBron want to work out pre-game, hours before the game with no shirt on, some Lakers sweats, and a do-rag on, I have no problem. He ain't bothering me. When it comes to game time, he's in NBA attire. And it's not like he's in the layup line with a do-rag on. However, you have to respect it because Isaiah Thomas is always going to show up in a suit. He's always going to show up traditional professional. So I don't want nobody who got their dog in their lap as they trying to do their job on national TV to complain about somebody else's professionalism. It just doesn't add up, buddy. It just doesn't add up. And I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going for, no, I'm not. A lot of people try to call out Auntie Elle, everything like that, because the way she does things, her personality, she sings during broadcasts, she tells mom jokes, you know what I'm saying? Salute to her kids, family, husband, everything like that. Right. She tells mom jokes. She just does broadcasting in a different way. As someone from Atlanta, like she puts an Atlanta spice on it, which is very different and very eclectic. And people just attack her, and I see them attack her all the time. They attack her takes. She knows her stuff like the back of her hand. She can name the stats off the back of her hand. She's one of the more knowledgeable people I know in the world of sports broadcasting and things of that sort. And people just keep jabbing at her. And you always ask the question, why? And I think it's all pretty obvious. Is an obvious reason. And it's not just the race and a black woman thing. But it's the black woman thing combined with the fact that she adds personality and she does things in a different way. She presents the news in a different way. And that might lean a little more to a black woman because Stuart Scott did the same thing. And after a little bit of resistance in real time, boy, by the time he, God rest Stuart Scott's soul, January 4th, January 3rd, January 5th, January 6th, 2015. After that, oh man, Stuart Scott just a legend. He on the ESPN commercial now talking about some booyah. It's 10 years later. But it's not like that with Elle Duncan. Why not? I think there's a difference between analyst and a TV personality, 100%. He don't want to go at Stephen A. Smith, Bill Simmons, or Pat McAfee because of the clapback, 100%. The problem with media today is it is watered down what each role is. Here's the thing. There's certain people you can bark at and those you can't. That's what Kirk is doing. So he's going at a woman. Oh, that's tough. Tough guy Kirk Herbstreit going at a woman. Easy target. Oh, okay, all right. Was this guy beefing with Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith? Nope. I ain't heard Kirk Herbstreit say nothing towards them. But he say something towards a woman. Very telling. Very telling. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Nah, I'm not going for any disrespect of Elle Duncan. Like I said, the woman who first put me on ESPN radio, the woman who Rashad, anything you need, this and that, because I'm from Atlanta. You know, I didn't have that coming up. Rashad, you need this, I got you. We not doing that. She's good people. It's a lot of people in this industry who's not good people. And Kirk, to be honest, I've never met you before, but the public perception on the outside, it ain't looking so hot, my brother. But I know for a fact that Elle Duncan is one of the few good ones in this industry. So I'm not going for no bad talk about her, bro, from other people in the industry, bro, just because she does things in a way that's different from you. See, what I learned from this YouTube thing, and I've been doing this for a while now. I've been doing this, like, seriously, YouTube, since 2020, 2021, right? When I would do the highlight reactions, because that's how it started and, kind of built my first base and stuff like that. I did it in my own way. Like, I mixed in a lot of, like, Atlanta slang. To this day, I'll do, I'll do reports. I'll react to stuff, everything. And in my streams, I use a lot of slang from the South. And I talk, Atlanta slang, everything like that. And it's just the way I talk with my friends. It's the way I talk if I'm off camera. I'm constantly being myself. I can only be myself. I speak like this. I have the slang. I do this. I do that. Ooh, all that stuff, right? And it's a lot of people who didn't come from that background that just comment like, "What the heck is this dude talking about?" And they don't get it, so they criticize it. I'm fine with that because everything isn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a very specific upbringing and background. Like, I'm a younger, not too young, you know what I'm saying? I'm 30, but like, I'm a younger side Black man from Atlanta. Like, that's a very specific kind of upbringing. I worked my entire professional career in the South, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Like, my whole career has been in the South. So I'm just a Southern dude, right? But I don't have an accent, but I still use the slang of the South. So people are like, "Oh, just be yourself. You trying to force it. You're trying to be something that you're not." And it's like, bro, no, this is how I speak. This is how I've always taught. Like, but you don't know me, so it's just a whole frustrating thing. Elle Duncan deals with a lot of the same stuff on ESPN. She presents stuff with the splash of Atlanta flavor, and people not from Atlanta, people who never been to the South, people who aren't in that space of like Black people that swag church when the swag ever comes. Like, if you're not from that, then you're just gonna be like, what the heck is this? And because of that, people think that they could just poke at her, you know what I'm saying, kind of discredit her intelligence or whatever the case. You know how it is in hip hop, right? In hip hop, for the longest, it took forever for T.I. to get that credibility as a legitimate lyrical rapper, because he was a Southern guy with an accent. And the people in New York was like, "Oh, T.I., he ain't no lyrical." And now T.I. is respected in his rightful place as one of the greatest rappers of all time. And so does Outkast, Andre 3000, and everything like that, and Big Boy. When they had to fight for that respect, the South got something to say. Southerners just have to fight for like basic respect, that they're intelligent. And this is what I'm seeing here with Elle Duncan. Not only is she a Southerner, but she's going against the grain of being a Black woman. And people just think they could poke at you and make. We not doing that, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going, bro. And I just realized I got on a Hawk shirt. It's not because it's my fandom and I'm like, "Oh, go Trey, he's Trey." It's not because of that. It's because this is a free T-shirt, and it was the shirt that was laying around covering the games. You get the free T-shirts. That's it at the game. That's it when they give free T-shirts. That's it. It's nothing more, nothing less. But that's all it is, bro. Y'all keep poking at Elle Duncan, and I'm not going for it. I'm gonna speak up every single time. I do not care, bro. Like I said, she's one of the good ones in this industry. This industry has a lot of fake, a lot of evil people, and she's one of the good ones. So when y'all come and poke at her just because you think she's an easy target as a Black woman, I'm not going for it, dog. I'm not going. I know disrespect being tolerated. Next thing, bro, because I'm saying.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.